Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urius Papers here, coming at you with another commentary for Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right, our next installation of the channel is going to be a build that I have played with. I really enjoyed. And this build is the Float Like a Butterfly, Sting Like a Bee, Cassius Clay Rogue. And it is a combination Rogue, Wizard, Ranger. It's mostly Rogue, but we have a couple of dips in some other classes. We got one dip of about 3 levels into Ranger, and a dip of, you can do 1 or 2 levels into Wizard, just depending on what it is. And so let's just get into it. We're going to start out. We're going to look at them level by level and how much damage they can do per round, because that's a good metric for this, and talk a little bit about the different abilities that this class can do. And I've played this all the way up to 18th level, and I really enjoyed doing this. I played this character all the way through the Candlekeep Mysteries. Every single one of the Candlekeep Mysteries adventures, had a lot of fun with it. Okay, so to begin with, what race are we going to pick? We're going to pick Wood Elf. With the Origin Manager for ability scores, so we're going to take a +2 to Dex and a +1 to Intelligence. We're taking Dex because we're a Rogue, and we're taking Intelligence because a lot of the Rogue, I always take Intelligence with Rogues because there are some skills that Rogues can use that are Intelligence-based, like Investigation and Arcana. Arcana is probably a pretty important one for Rogues in case they want to deal with magical traps and things. For ability, so for our background, we're going to take the Faction Agent, and we're going to pick Insight and Arcana. I just took Insight, you automatically get with it. Arcana is the one we're going to choose. In addition, so our ability scores, we're going to take a Strength of 10. We're going to, and this is on a 27 point buy system. So we're going to put a 15 in Dex, and then we're going to get our +2 from our Wood Elf adjustment. Going to put a 10 in Con. We're not planning on being around to get hit. And eventually, because we're a Rogue, we're going to get evasion, so we're not planning on being around to make many Dex checks either for like lightning bolts and fireballs or things. We're going to get an Intelligence of 14, which will turn into a 15, and then we're going to get a Wisdom of 12 and a Charisma of 13. And the reason I'm picking a Charisma of 13 is because of the subclass of Rogue that we're going to choose. I will explain later. For equipment, we're going to get a Rapier, a hand crossbow. We're not going to be using the hand crossbow for very long. The Rapier is going to be our main go-to weapon. We're going to start with Studded Leather, Dungeoneer's Pack, and Thieves' Tools. Of course, the first level we're going to take is in Rogue. We're going to start with an AC of 15, and we're going to have a proficiency bonus of 2. Our main primary attack is either going to be the Rapier or the hand crossbow. So I'm adding in the sneak attack damage because I'm planning on doing attacks pretty much only when we have sneak attacks. So so it's 1d8 for the Rapier, 3 for our Dex, and then 1d6 for sneak attack. And our average damage at this level against an AC of 15 is a 7. Now let me explain the stats behind that. With a +5 to hit, we have a 55% chance of hitting. We're going to do an average of 11 points of damage. That's a 1d8 is an average of 4.5, plus 3 is 7.5, plus an average of a d6 is 3.5, which is 11. And then we multiply that 0.55 chance of hitting an AC of 15 to get the number from there. But we also have a chance of critting and doing more damage. We got a 5% chance of critting, and a crit for us is going to do 19 damage. So it's going to do 9 plus 3 is 12. Plus 7 is 19. So you add those two together, and that is going to be your average damage with that attack. So right now we're sitting at a 7. This is a slow build. It's going to take a few levels for this character to actually start blossoming and doing what it can do best. But once it gets going at about 6th or 7th level, it is just very fun to play. Okay, 2nd level, we're going to take 1 level of Wizard. And we're primarily taking 1 level of Wizard. We're taking it for 2 reasons. 1, we want Booming Blade, because that's going to be our primary attack from now on. 2, we want Find Familiar. And we've got some other spells that are great spells too, like Detect Magic, Shield, Absorb Elements. So Shield and absorb elements are our panic button kind of spells that we can use in case somebody tries to hit us. We can jack our armor class up from right now a 15 to a 20. And of course, absorb elements right now will save us from, lightning bolt, fireball, dragon's breath, something like that, burning hands, whatever. Find familiar. We are going to pick an owl, and that owl is going to provide us with the help action. So that familiar gets an action and a move every turn, and the action that familiar is going to use is the help action. So it will go in. It will get within 5 feet of our opponent. It will flap its wings, screech at it, poop on it, whatever, to distract it, and then it'll fly away. It has the flyby attack, so there are no attacks of opportunity on it when it comes within 5 feet and flies away. So it'll be able to do that, and then we'll have advantage on that. And this build is built on Booming Blade, going in, attacking with advantage, and running away right afterward. That's why we call it the Cassius Clay, the float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. We're floating in, we're floating away, and we're going to sting pretty hard. Right now, so our attack is going to change from just a rapier to a rapier with Booming Blade, which again is just still +5 to hit. It's still a D8, +3, +1d6 sneak attack damage. However, right now, we're not going to be able to move away we're going to be able to go in. We're going to be able to maybe use we don't have any bonus action stuff for the rogue. We're a rogue one, a wizard one. So, we're going to have to go in. We're going to kind of have to survive a bit. But we'll have our owl to come in to give us advantage. Here's our average damage. Our average damage is still 7 with the rapier. And now with advantage, it becomes 10.7 with sneak attack and advantage. So the owl comes in and gives us advantage. In addition, because of Booming Blade, if our opponent moves on their turn, they're going to take another D8 damage, or an average of 4.5. Okay, so next level, our third level, we're going to take Rogue 2. And we're still at an AC 15. We're still at a proficiency bonus of +2. Now we get Cunning Action. So we can run in with our move. We can attack. And one of the big reasons I took Wood Elf is a Wood Elf has a base move of 35 feet. That's a really important one. Gives us more movement. So we run in, we can attack as our action, and then we can use our bonus action now to disengage. If we have any movement left, we can move away. So we're running in, and you kind of want to position yourself so that you have some movement left. We're going to go in, maybe move 15, 20 feet. We're going to attack with Booming Blade. With the sneak attack, we're going to use our owl to give us the help action, which gives us advantage, which automatically lets us do sneak attack. And we're going to hit him with the rapier Booming Blade, which is going to do an average damage of 7 or an average damage of 10.7 if we've got advantage. And then we're going to take off. We're going to use the rest of our movement to get away, and we're going to kind of goad our opponent into coming after us. So if they come after us now, they got hit with Booming Blade, they're going to take a D8 of damage. Okay, so next level. So that kind of sets up where we're going now. Next level, for our fourth level, we're going to be a Rogue 3. So again, we're AC 15. We're a proficiency bonus of +2. Our sneak attack goes to 2d6 now. And we're going to take the Rogue subclass Swashbuckler. We get 2 things. We have Fancy Footwork and Rockish Audacity. Fancy Footwork allows us to go in if we attack. We don't have to hit. We just have to attack. If we attack, then there are no attacks of opportunity from that opponent. So we can run in, use part of our movement to run in, attack them, and then run away. And they will not get an attack against us, and we still have our bonus action left to do whatever. So we could run to some place where we can hide now. So we could use the rest of our movement to go someplace, and then we could use our bonus action to hide. So part move to go in, action to attack with Booming Blade, part move to come out, and bonus action to hide. Remember, from Cunning Action, we can hide, we can disengage, or we can dash. That's the other thing, too. We could run in with part of our movement. We can use our action to attack. We could run back with the rest of our movement. Because of Fancy Footwork, there's no attack of opportunity. And then we can use our bonus action to run even more and be very far away. And that's the idea. And it's trying to force our opponent to come after us. And again, if they come after us, they're boomed, so they will take another D8 damage. So right now, because of the 2d6 sneak attack, our average damage goes up to 9.3, and our average damage with advantage goes up to 14.1. We also get Raucous Audacity, which allows us to sneak attack if we're the only thing near the enemy. But from Rogue, if something's within 5 feet of it, we get an attack. And we also get a bonus to our initiative in accordance with our Charisma bonus. And that's why I took a Charisma 13, so we can get an extra +1 to initiative. This class works really good with a melee type of character. So like a Paladin type or a Fighter type who's pinning the opponent down, really, really going after the opponent, or a Barbarian. Where the opponent is concentrating on them, and you can run in and stab them and then run away pretty easily. And so it works really great with that. And they have to make choices at that point, whether they're going to come after you and take some damage, or they're going to stay with the the melee person. Okay, next level, 5th level. Now we're going to take 1 level of Ranger. So it's 5th level. We're also going to upgrade to Breastplate, so our AC is going to go to a 17, because we can do that because we're now a Ranger and we have medium armor. And that doesn't do anything to any of our rogue abilities at all. Our proficiency bonus goes up to a +3. Booming Blade, because we're 5th level now, does 1d8 damage on a hit. So our primary attack, and you notice I've got Frostbite on here too, so that's in case we need to use a ranged attack. And we're using Frostbite because that will cause the opponent to have disadvantage on their next attack roll. And it's just a nice little thing. It's an action still. We're only going to use that if the only thing we have is a ranged attack. So our primary attack is going to be the Rapier with Booming Blade. We're now at a +6 to hit. We do a D8 +3 plus 2d6 sneak attack damage plus a D8 Booming Blade damage. So our average damage with sneak attack without advantage goes to a 13.1 with 1 attack. And our average damage with advantage, because we've got the owl, or some other reason we might have advantage, you can always set those up, like we're hiding or something like that, or you're playing with the alternate rules where the flanking rules gives you advantage. Our average damage with advantage now is going to be 19.4 with 1 attack at 5th level, which is really good. So we're starting to kind of come into our own now. We really don't get a lot from Ranger level 1 other than the ability to use medium armor. That's basically it, right? We get Natural Explorer and a favored enemy, but those don't necessarily come into combat too much. All right, at 6th level, we are going to take a 2nd level of Ranger. Our proficiency bonus is still +3, AC is still 17. We get a fighting style now, and we're going to take Dueling. So if we're wielding a one-handed weapon and nothing in the other hand, which is what we get +2 to damage. We also get spells. We're going to take Hunter's Mark and Cure Wounds. So Hunter's Mark and Dueling is going to add to our damage. At this point, we're going to assume that we've got a +1 Rapier as well. So we're going to use our primary attack with that Rapier to do Booming Blade. We now have a +7 to hit. We do a D8 with the Booming Blade. We're going to do a bonus of 6 points of damage. So that's 3 from the Dex bonus, 1 from the Rapier, which is 4, and then 2 from Dueling is 6. We're going to do 2d6 sneak attack damage, a D8 of Booming Blade, and we're going to assume that we've Hunter's Marked. So we're going to use our bonus action to Hunter's Mark before we go into attack. And so now we're at a 65% chance to hit AC 15 at 0.65, and our average damage is going to be 18.9 without advantage, and with advantage it's going to be 24.8. That's with 1 attack. So we got a 6th level character doing almost 25 points of damage with 1 attack. That is essentially the average damage of a fireball. All right, 7th level. And that 6th level is about the level that you're really starting to use fireball quite a bit. Okay, 7th level. We're going to take Ranger 3. It's our last level of Ranger. We're not dipping in Ranger anymore. Still AC 17, still a proficiency bonus of +3. We are now going to take Hunter. We're going to take our subclass for Ranger, which is Hunter. We're going to take Colossal Slayer, which says when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the creature takes an extra D8 damage if it's below its hit point maximum, which is really easy to do. It needs to take 1 hit point, and that's it. You can deal this extra damage only once per turn. That's okay, because we're only doing 1 attack per turn. So at this point, our primary attack is the +1 rapier with booming blade, +7 to hit still, 1d8 from the blade, +6 damage, 2d6 sneak attack, 1d8 booming blade, 1d6 hunter's mark, and 1d8 for the hunter colossal slayer. Our average damage now without advantage is 22.2 with the sneak attack, and with advantage it's 31.7. 7th level character doing 31.7 damage per attack once around. More than the average of a fireball now. All right, at 8th level, we're taking a level of rogue. So we're dipping into rogue again. And we're going to go up to an AC of 18 because we're going to take elven accuracy. We get a feat. And that we're going to take the +1 to dexterity, which moves our dex from 17 to 18. So that moves our AC up 1. Our proficiency bonus is still +3. Elven accuracy now allows us to roll 3 dice or re-roll one of the dice when you have advantage. Essentially, it's you roll 3 dice when you have advantage. So now what we're doing is we're still attacking with the +1 rapier at a +8 now. We're at D8. We're at +7 damage now. We do 2d6 sneak attack, 1d8 booming blade damage, 1d6 hunter's mark damage, and 1d8 colossal slayer hunter damage. Our chance to hit AC 15 has gone up to 70%. And the reason I choose AC 15 is because that's kind of almost the average or a little upper limit of the average of opponents' ACs, particularly monsters from the monster manual. So we got a 70% chance. You'll notice down here with 3 dice, we have a 14.3% chance of getting a crit. So our average damage without advantage for this is now 24.5, about the average of Fireball. And with advantage, it's 37.9, so 38 points of damage for an 8th level character. All right, next level. We're going to take another level of Rogue. At 9th level, we're Rogue 5. AC 14, proficiency bonus goes up to +4. We're going to take Uncanny Dodge, where we get it, and then our sneak attack goes to 3d6. So our bonus to hit now is +9. We're doing 1d8 +7 plus 3d6 sneak, 1d8 booming blade, 1d8 hunter's mark, 1d8 hunter colossal slayer. Our average damage with that rapier is now 29, and the average damage with advantage is now 42.7 for a 9th level character with 1 attack. And I forget to mention this as well, but if that opponent moves after we hit them, they're now taking, I believe, 2d8 damage from booming blade. So that's extra damage that just adds on, but I'm not adding it into this because it's a penalty for them moving. All right, at 10th level, we're going to take a level of Rogue, Rogue 6. We're AC 18, proficiency bonus +4. We're getting expertise, and our booming blade goes to 2d8 damage. And I think it's 3d8 or 4d8 damage if they move. So that's extra on top of that. Again, we're attacking with the rapier. We got a +9 to hit now. 1d8, +7, +3d6, +2d8 booming blade, +1d6 hunter's mark, +1d8 hunter colossal slayer. We're doing an average of 32.9 damage with just sneak attack without advantage. And then with advantage, we're doing 48.4 points of damage for a 10th level character. That is pretty awesome. Next level is 11th level. We're going to take a Rogue 7. We're still in AC 18, proficiency bonus +4. We're getting evasion, and our sneak attack goes to 4d6. We're still attacking with the rapier booming blade, +9 to hit. 1d8, +7, +4d6 sneak attack, +2d8 booming blade, plus a d8, d6 for hunter's mark, and a d8 for hunter colossal slayer. Our frostbite is now doing 3d6. I think it did that last level. We got a 75% chance to hit AC 15 or a 98% chance to hit it if we have advantage. We're doing 35.8 points of damage with 1 attack without advantage and 52.9 points of damage with 1 attack when we have advantage. Okay, now at 12th level, there could be a couple of choices. I'm going with this choice. But one of the other choices is to take a level of Wizard. Now, the reason you do that would put you at a Wizard 2. And if you're a Divination Wizard, that's the one I would choose, then you get 2 dice to choose and you can use those dice to replace other rolls, some of your rolls or somebody or the opponent's rolls, like saving throws. You can also use it to replace to hit rolls, things like that. So that's kind of a panic button. It's a really nice panic button, by the way. Particularly if you're playing with somebody at this level who's using pretty devastating save or get knocked out of combat spells, then you could roll low on one of those two dice, give them the dice, and they fail their save, and then everybody takes them out. A quick story, I was playing this character, and I did have the second level. I think we were like 16th level. I had the second level of Wizard. I rolled a 2 on one of the 20-sided dice, and I think I rolled like an 18 on the other one. And we were fighting a purple worm, and we had a cleric who cast Hold Monster on the purple worm. And before the DM could roll, because you have to do this before they roll their saving throw, I gave the purple worm a 2. And he failed his saving throw, and he was held. And we were just able to just wreck it, because everything was a crit after that. Okay, so for this one, I'm taking Rogue 8 at 12th level. Still AC 18, proficiency bonus +4. We're moving our dex up to 20. So we get a bump in an ability, so we're moving our dex up to 20. We're doing +1 rapier, booming blade damage, attack. We're still at +10 to hit. We're at +10 to hit now. 1d8 +8, +4d6 sneak attack, +2d8 booming blade, +1d6 hunter's mark, +1d8 hunter colossal slayer. On average, we're doing 38.8 points of damage without advantage, and with advantage, we're doing 53.9 damage. That's one attack. All right, at 13th level, we get Rogue 9. We get Panache, which isn't great. It allows you to use persuasion checks to charm. It's not something that's really used in combat very much. Most importantly, our sneak attack goes to 5d6 damage. So, and our proficiency bonus goes to +5. So we are at +11 to hit with the +1 rapier booming blade, 1d8 +8 +5d6 +2d8 booming blade, +1d6 hunter's mark, +1d8 hunter colossal slayer. Average damage without advantage 44.3. Average damage with advantage 59.2. At 14th level, I've got a Rogue 10. Again, somewhere in here, you might want to stick that wizard in here, that level of wizard. In my character, I did it, I think, on the next level after this. So at 14th level, we're taking Rogue 10. We're an AC 18, proficiency bonus +5. We're taking the Luck Feat, which gives us 3 dice per long rest that we can use to replace one of our attack or saving throws, or we can replace an opponent's attack roll. So again, these are panic button defensive abilities that I'm giving this character so that they can dodge and float like a butterfly while they're stinging like a bee, so that they don't get hit. I'm trying to avoid getting, because we have really bad hit points, really bad constitution. So, we've sacrificed some things for that, so I'm trying to compensate for that. Primary attack is still the +1 rapier booming blade. We got +11 to hit. We're at a 1d8 +8 +5d6 sneak attack, +2d8 booming blade, 1d6 hunter's mark, and 1d8 hunter colossal slayer. Our average damage without advantage 54. Average damage with advantage is 62.9. All right. So in summary, this character, the kind of envisioning for this character is that they are going to be able to pop in and out very quickly. Particularly once they get cunning action, and you can start using your bonus action to dash. But really, it kicks in once you get the swashbuckler. So at 4th level, this really kicks in when you get fancy footwork, because you can combine that fancy footwork with your cunning action to do a dash or to do some kind of hide. So, and we're using Wood Elf again because it's got a really good base movement. We use part of our movement to run in. We do our attack after our owl comes in to provide the help action, and we got the owl from one level of rogue or one level of wizard that we took here at 2nd level from Find Familiar. That owl's going to die. Just saying, that owl is not going to make it very long. Just about every encounter I came into, the dungeon master saw the owl, saw what I was doing with the owl, and the owl's got 2 hit points. Gone. Just target the owl. That does take away a bit, but as you can see later on, that average damage with sneak attack without advantage keeps going up because we're adding things to it. But the whole impetus of this class is to move in, attack with 1 attack, which is Booming Blade, and to move away, and then to use a bonus action to either get to somewhere to hide with the rest of our movement and hide with that bonus action, or get to somewhere and then use a bonus action to dash away and to boom them and get them to kind of come after you. So that's what I've got for everybody. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate any questions or comments, and I will catch everybody later.